Previously, on this adventure in Colorado, I took you guys to the beautiful Rocky Mountain National Park, and we saw some incredible sights. Now we are heading to Cripple Creek, which is full of rich history, and we are also making stops at places like Garden of the Gods and the jaw-dropping Royal Gorge Bridge. This is not an episode you want to miss. Now, before we could head up to Cripple Creek, we had to make a quick stop at the RV repair shop because on the way up to Rocky Mountain, our engine started overheating and we feared it could be engine trouble. Luckily, it was nothing a thermometer change and coolant flush couldn't fix, and before you knew it, we were ready to go. And while we were waiting, we did look at a few RVs, and I gotta admit, I'm gonna be keeping my eye on a few of them. After we were ready to go, we made the 3.5-hour drive from Estes Park to Cripple Creek, and it was mostly city driving, with a few cool sights on the way. It is definitely better than California traffic, I guarantee you that. We camped at the world's highest KO8 campground in Cripple Creek, and while I haven't been since I was young, I remember fondly of this campground. My brother Brandon and my dad set up an LED light strip on the RV, and since it had been getting pretty late in the day, we just relaxed, and my dad whipped up some juicy burgers, and we cooked some marshmallows by the fire that night. It's quality time with the family that I really appreciate like this. Now, let's move on to the next day at Cripple Creek. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 2 of our Colorado trip. Today we are in Cripple Creek, and as you can see behind me, it is gorgeous. We got to our campsite last night, and it was a little rainy and windy, so I couldn't do a whole lot of filming, but man, it's just beautiful around here. And today we're going to be going to Cripple Creek. We're going to go down to the mining towns and check that out. We're going to go on a little steam train. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, but it's really incredible here. I'm loving Colorado, so let's go check out what we're doing today. Well, guys, we made it to Cripple Creek Railroad Station, and we're going to be taking a ride on this steam train today. This one was built in 1927 and used to work in Mexico and Pittsburgh, which is pretty cool. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go check out some old abandoned mining areas and just see the town of Cripple Creek. It's really beautiful here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Group 3 all aboard.
Cripple Creek was originally founded as a gold mining town in the 1800s where people got pretty rich. Taking the train was definitely the best way to go, as we saw some pretty cool stuff like an old gold mine, some current gold mines where they're still mining, and we even drove over a mountain of gold ore. And my favorite part was when we stopped in Echo Valley. Take a listen. After the train ride, we wanted to stop for a quick bite in downtown Cripple Creek and then look around at some of the history. It was pretty fascinating to see that a lot of the history was still rooted deeply in the town and in some of these buildings. But what we saw next will surprise you. Well, this isn't something you see every day. Hey, bud. Hi. Wild donkeys. Who would have thought? Yes, wild donkeys. The locals actually encourage you to go find them, and they'll even give you some treats to feed them with, which is pretty exciting. Just make sure you don't startle them from behind. But it was getting late, and it was time to head back to our campsite for some dinner. Well, it's the end of another great day here in Cripple Creek. It was another fun one. We did a lot of exploring in the town and saw some mines and some abandoned houses. There's going to be more of that on this trip. but I am exhausted because we've been getting up super early lately, and I'm getting up again for sunrise tomorrow, but it's going to be worth it because we are going to Garden of the Gods in the morning, and that is going to be beautiful at sunrise. After that, we're heading to Royal Gorge, and that's also going to be super exciting. But this evening, we're just going to hang out with the family, spend some good time, maybe roasting some hot dogs, and, just enjoy some quality time together. But, it's cloudy right now, but it's been beautiful here. It doesn't get much better than this. I'm so blessed to be here. I forgot in my last video to show you guys the rigs that we're in on this trip, so let me go ahead and show you. Over here we have the RV that I'm going to be in, and this is a 2002 Alpha Sia. It's pretty big, pretty roomy. I love it. It's a diesel pusher. We've had this thing for 20 plus years, and it's served us so well, and I've gone in this thing at least once a year on vacations. We're just doing laundry in there, so I'm not going to show you the inside. Over here we have my Uncle Rick's Sunseeker by Forest River, and it's brand new. He's had it for 1 year. This thing works really well, and we are both towing Jeeps here. So our rigs that we are going to be off-roading on, we have my Uncle Rick's Jeep Wrangler in this really cool green color, and he just got some 35-inch tires, a new bumper, and a couple other cool features. I might do a walk-around video around his Jeep maybe one day. Let me know what you guys think if you want to see something like that. And then over here we have my dad's 2017 Rubicon. And this thing is a beast, and he has done a lot of recent mods to it, and I'm definitely thinking about doing a walk-around video on this Jeep. He's got his 35s, he's got his lift, bumper, tire carrier, you name it. This thing is ready to conquer the trails this trip, and I'm so excited to take it in your rain Telluride. But yeah, that's what we're going to be sleeping in and riding on the trails with. It's going to be a lot of fun. That night, we sat by the fire roasting hot dogs and reminiscing about the day's events. It was a really fun day, but tomorrow was an early one and a long one, so we went to bed nice and early. Good morning, everyone. Look where we are. Yeah, we made it to Garden of the Gods State Park for sunrise, and wow, it is beautiful. Just looking at the light hitting the rocks and just this crazy, mineral formations that these rocks make. It's just so breathtaking. I'm really enjoying this. I'm gonna get some good photos here, and yeah, they call it Garden of the Gods for a reason, and I can clearly see why. I cannot stress enough going to Garden of the Gods at sunrise. Not only is it way more beautiful with the light, but it is way less crowded than during the day. We made a quick stop at Balancing Rock to take our tacky tourist photo that everyone always takes, but our next stop was Royal Gorge. It was a beautiful 1 hour scenic drive from Cripple Creek to Royal Gorge, and I hope you guys aren't afraid of heights because this bridge takes you 1,250 feet above the base of the gorge, which made it the world's tallest suspension bridge for about 75 years. You could even feel the bridge sway as the cars would drive across, which was pretty freaky. There was a few tourist activities you could do, like a zip line or taking the train at the bottom. My favorite thing that we hadn't done before was probably taking the gondola across, because this really gives you an idea of how far down this drop is, and it gives you a pretty cool perspective of the bridge from a different angle. And it was pretty interesting when we got off the gondola, though. It just started pouring when we got off the gondola. Whew. We're all hiding under here. It had been such a long day. We were really looking forward to heading back to the camper and relaxing the rest of the day. For those of you who haven't met this lovely lady, this is my fiance, Alexis. And she's going to be in most of my videos from here out. But say hi to the people.
Hello, people.
Yeah, now you met her. All right, that wraps up another day in Cripple Creek, and that is going to be our last one of this spot. We just got back from Royal Gorge, which was about an hour and a half away, but it was a lot of fun, but I'm exhausted. It's been a long, long day, so we are going to rest, and tomorrow morning we are heading to Gunnison, which is our next spot. But before I wrap up this video, there was something else I wanted to do, and I wasn't able to do it on my last video because my footage got deleted, but I wanted to put some sort of like end video, like a sort of a finale at the end of these videos, and see, you know, how it goes, if it sticks. Just a bunch of clips that I've collected from, you know, all my shots and everything throughout the spot that we were at. And I'm not really sure what to call it. I'm kind of thinking something like a Tale of Jacob based off my Instagram and everything. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think about it, but enjoy the clips.